In an interview published this week in Semaphore, Republican Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene made a shocking but accurate prediction about her own Republican Party. Now, Greene has, of course, been just going scorched earth against her own party for several weeks now. She's not leaving it by any stretch. She still loves her Republican Party, loves her Republican ideals, loves her horribleness, but she has been dropping a few more and more actually not bad ideas or sentiments. For one, extending Obamacare subsidies, not letting those go away. Calling for the release of the Epstein files, bucking the administration by siding with the Democrats. So there's a few items. Certainly, this is not a redemption arc for Marjorie Taylor Greene. She is still a big old pile of awful and always will be. But I had to talk about this because her prediction, of course, is that Republicans are going to get absolutely blasted in next year's midterms. More in just a second, but first, a quick word from today's video sponsor. By now, you know Trump's big, beautiful bill has passed, but almost no one's reporting how ICE will get nearly $40 billion of our tax money each year, making it the most heavily funded law enforcement agency in U.S. history. That's more money than most nations spend on their entire military. So much of our media is either missing the worst of this bill or twisting the language so you think it's all in your best interest. But we've seen the ICE raids ramping up. Now Trump's openly threatening to deport U.S. citizens. This should be the biggest story in America, yet it's buried. Making ground news essential right now is what all of this is doing. They're the only tool I've found exposing these blind spots in the media. By gathering the world's news in one place, organizing it by story, then analyzing just how far right and radical each unbiased source actually is, you get way more context than you ever would anywhere else. If we're being honest, we've seen Trump's power grabs throughout history. They said never again, and that means never again everywhere. And right now, it's happening here. So if you want to stay ahead on immigration, the economy, or simply finding the stories missing from your news feeds, Ground News has you covered. Their app and website is a smarter, more reliable way to stay informed at a time when MAGA is banking on us to stay distracted. So I've partnered with them to get you 40% off the same Vantage plan that I have been using. That comes out to $5 a month for unlimited access to everything I've mentioned and so much more. Just go to ground.news/Farron or scan the QR code to subscribe. With at least another 4 years of this, we can't afford to miss these details. So Marjorie Taylor Greene, in her prediction that Republicans are not going to have a good 2026, said this to Semaphore. I can't see into the future, but I see Republicans losing the House if Americans are continuing to go paycheck to paycheck. They'll definitely be going into the midterms looking through the lens of their bank account. Again, that's true. And that is what people should do, by the way. Don't vote on culture war nonsense. Don't vote because I don't want this person using the bathroom. Okay. Vote based on your personal needs. That's actually not bad advice. But Greene continued, everyone keeps saying I've changed, and I'm saying, no, I haven't changed. I'm staying focused on America first, and I'm urging my party to get back to America first. Okay, America first just seems a little selfish, I will say. How about workers first? How about people first? You know, something like that. But no, because there are still people Marjorie Taylor Greene obviously doesn't like, people that she doesn't want to support in any way. So it can't be people first or, humans. It has to be specific to just America. Nothing for any of the immigrants that are over here. So yeah, she's still a big old ball of hate. But she is right that Republicans are going to get their butts handed to them in the midterms. But don't tell that to the White House. because Semaphore also spoke to White House spokesperson Abigail Jackson, who is proving to be just as vile as Caroline Leavitt and Stephen Chung. Jackson had this to say about the economy not doing well and how that may impact voters. Jackson said, quote, "Any negative consequences felt by the American people have been caused purely by the Democrats. They can end the shutdown anytime they want." The shutdown is continuing because they're trying to not screw people over. And your boss, by the way, Abigail, has used this opportunity to just start firing people permanently from the federal government. And no, it is not the Democrats' fault. But here's the shocking part. What Greene had said about Republicans getting just, hammered in the midterms is backed by the data already. Like, regardless of the bank account situation next year, the data is already showing that Republicans are going to lose a tremendous number of seats. A new poll from Gallup came out just a couple days ago that actually showed that at the beginning of this year, party identification between Republicans and Democrats was dead even. It was a tie. Today, in October, the early part is when the survey was conducted by Gallup. They just released it. From January to October, it went from a dead even tie to Democrats having a 7-point advantage among party identification. Last year, heading into the 2024 election, Republicans, for the first time ever, actually had the advantage. More people identified as Republicans than Democrats. Then, 2 months after the election, it was dead even. 10 months later, Democrats are up by 7 points. To put that into perspective, heading into the 2018 midterms, where Democrats had their blue wave and they gained 41 seats, they had a 4-point identification advantage. Just 4. It's 7 right now. So, if history is any indicator, Democrats are poised to pick up potentially more than 41 seats in next year's midterm elections, giving them the biggest margin that any party has had in the House of Representatives in over a decade. So, Greene is right. Republicans are going to get just absolutely destroyed in next year's midterms. And the White House, people like Abigail Jackson and Leavitt and Chung, they can try to blame it on Democrats all they want, but the polls also show everybody pretty much is blaming the Republicans for it. So there is pain, there is suffering, there is economic hardships, there are layoffs, there's all kinds of horrible things, increasing consumer prices, inflation is up, and all of these bad things, in addition to the government shutdown, the American public, at least a vast majority of them, know exactly who is to blame for it, and it's not the Democrats. Thanks for watching, everyone. We're inching closer and closer to 1 million subscribers, and we're aiming to hit that goal before the year closes. So if you aren't subscribed to the channel, please do so, and don't forget to like, comment, and share. Thanks for joining us as we head towards this huge milestone.